Hey, it's Ken Barrett Laundromat How To. We've started working with a lot more commercial accounts, actually doing smoke, what do they call it, smoke damage clothes. So we run into some really big loads. See a little bit around me here. Not show you too many of my secrets, but you can see we've got racks and racks, and what we've just run into lately is just storage space. You never know how much you're going to get in. It might be 2 or 3 bags. I think the last order was about 30 garbage bags, so it's a pretty big order. So, buying racks has always been an issue. I bought some of the small wire racks from, one of the big box stores, and they're 70, 80 bucks for a 4-foot rack with 4 racks on it. So what I've stepped up to now is these ones here. There's Kmart stores going out of business, fairly local. So I went in and they were selling their fixtures. I always try to look around those stores just to see if there's something I can find I can use. So this stuff here, I got 25 feet of this, double-sided, 5 shelves per side, for 200 bucks, which if I throw out half of it, I've still got way more storage space than I had with the small racks for a lot less price. So it takes a little bit to put together. They take it all apart before you get it to the store, but the first couple of sections, if you got 2 people, it's probably a lot easier, but I do it myself anyways. So they do have end sections to them. If you want any store, you can see how they're set up. This particular set, they're solid. I've got 2 pieces in there now, and they're solid. That's a lot better than one of the other smaller ones that I've got here. I actually had to, it was one that I got off one of a neighboring business years ago. I actually had to screw it up to the wall just to keep it from wobbling at all. So this one here, there's a couple of different size shelves. The bottom one's, that's the standard base section. So that's about 18 inches. And I opted for the ones up here that are 24. So a lot of their standard shelves in the stores, I think they're 16 or 18. I look for the one with the 24 just to give me that much more depth, so when we get the really deep bags on here, they'll sit in there, the baskets will sit on here, things like that. So I just got to work on layout, how I'm going to set these up. I'm not going to end up with one 20-foot row. There'll probably be a couple of 10-foot rows, and I may even consider running if I get them lined up, running some crossbars up at the top between 2 of these, so I've got more hanging space down the aisles. Just again, we get big orders in like this. Once we get it dealt with, it depends on the company. Sometimes they're a little slow to come and pick it up, and you end up storing a lot more of it. So like I said, look for stuff like that. If you see stores going out of business, just go and look around and see what they've got. Sometimes they've got the Z racks for sale, the normal racks that roll around. You buy them reasonably priced online, so just make sure you know your prices before you go out and buy them. But this one, all right, I'll have to stitch that video together. We got cut off. It was actually the store calling. I had looked at some other racks over there, some bigger pallet type racks, and they didn't have prices on them. So I had to kind of dig around back in the warehouse to find them when I was wandering around, but didn't have prices on them. So I called him up, and he started telling me what they're worth. He said make an offer. So I said give me a couple $100, and so I'm headed there now. But they're yeah, that's a really good deal for those ones too. So if you see these stores, we said as it gets closer to finishing up, they've got to empty them out, and whatever they don't empty are just going to go into bins. So go in there. Don't be afraid to offer them less than what they got posted on them. A lot of times you got to be careful because companies will come in and buy every rack in there. So you want to kind of look, and if you see one you like, make an offer. They may not take it, but a lot of times they're priced pretty reasonable anyways. So I gotta go pick up some racks. So we'll talk to you soon. It's Ken Barrett, Laundromat How To.